Welcome to Driver Training Limited. My name is Chris and we've been audit registered driving instructor trainers since 2007. In today's video we're going to discuss a topic that we get asked quite a lot, which is once I've passed my ADI Part 3, how do I grow my business? You see, at the moment, as of, where are we, the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, the demand for driving lessons, the demand for driving instructors is far outstripping what is available. So how can you make the most of that? How can you get the benefit from that demand? Well, stay tuned and we're going to tell you our top 5 tips that we recommend to all our ADI Part 3 trainees. So the first thing that we recommend when it comes to becoming a driving instructor or having qualified and growing your business as a driving instructor is to remember one basic principle, which is McDonald's. Use the McDonald's principle. Do you know, as of the end of last year, the end of 2022, McDonald's in the UK, their turnover was £1.6 billion. 1.6 billion. A company that big with that amount of turnover, how often do you hear them advertise on the radio as you're driving around? How often do you see their ads on the telly? How often, as you're driving around past shopping centres, industrial estate type things, do you see the golden arches, the big glowing M? What's the principle for you and I? That if a company worth 1.6 billion per year advertises, how much more so do you and I need to advertise our business? And that's the gist of these top 5 tips. It's about advertising your business, advertising that you're available. I'll give you a couple of examples. A while back I was talking to a driving instructor in the test centre and he was saying he was finding it difficult to make ends meet. He couldn't get enough pupils. So we had a few spare pupils. So I thought of this driving instructor. So I looked through what was then the Yellow Pages. Couldn't find him. I then Googled it, couldn't find him, couldn't find a website. So you have to analyse yourself. If I need a driving instructor and I know you or I know your name, can I find you? Either through a Google search or something online or any form of advertising. If the answer's no, like that driving instructor, you could be the best driving instructor in the world and you're not going to get the business because nobody knows you exist. If McDonald's have to advertise, then you certainly do. In a separate incident quite recently, someone had booked a 40-hour intensive driving course over 2 weeks worth, I think about £1,600. And when we picked her up, there was a brown car opposite with L plates on. I thought, oh, someone learning to drive opposite. And they said they hadn't been able to find a local driving instructor, so they'd found us online and contacted us. And this car for the next 3-4 days was parked with its back towards us, the rear of the car. And then on the 4th day, the car had reversed in, so you could see its headlights, and there in the windscreen was a green badge. So this person who'd contacted us to pay £1,600 had a driving instructor about 8 to 10 doors away from them, and that person wouldn't have known because the car was unmarked. So there goes £1,600 worth of business. It's all about advertising. So let's get into these top 5 tips. So the first 2 or 3 or 4, which are all kind of in the same bracket, so we'll class them as one, these won't cost you a penny. And it's social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you feel comfortable with. Set yourself up a page for your driving school. Take Facebook, for instance. Now, one of the keys is not to put Fred's driving school. Sometimes people will know you, but most times people won't have a clue. Unless you're a big national company, they won't know your name. So can you set the page up as keywords? What do people search for? You know, if you live in Doncaster, is it driving lessons Doncaster? What would you search for if you were after a driving instructor? Driving instructor Doncaster. Intensive driving courses Doncaster. Local driving school Doncaster. What would you type in if you wanted to find a driving instructor? You could do variations of that. Fred's driving school, driving instructor, Doncaster. But if you just put Fred's driving school, nobody will know. And chances are it won't show up on the searches because people search on Facebook just as much as they search on Google. So our first top tip, set up a social network where you can be found. Now we would recommend Facebook and also TikTok. TikTok is great. Now these are personal choices, so it's whatever you feel comfortable with. But TikTok allows you to put music, any of your favourite songs or anything you think is relevant, to any video clips or photographs. So sometimes we've just put a video clip of a pupil going to go through a red light. We link that with the AC/DC song Highway to Hell, and it got 4.6 million views. And that cost us nothing. 4.6 million people saw that clip. Which then, when it is linked to your Facebook page or to your website, means you get 4.6 million potential customers looking at your website or Facebook page. How much would you have to pay in advertising to reach 4.6 million people? This was nothing. So can you see the importance of advertising? Some prefer Instagram, whatever it is. And if you're the type of person that's thinking, I don't know how to do that, pick any one of your students and offer them free lessons if they'll look after your social media account. One of your children, one of your children's friends, they'll do it. But it's incredibly simple. But the point is, it is advertising your business. You're watching this video because you went onto YouTube to have a look. Now let me read this to you. YouTube has over 122 million active users per day. 1 billion hours of content is watched across the world every day. Well, how does that affect you? Well, if you're in an area where there are road junctions or sections of road that are quite complicated, roundabouts, then just video it off your phone, set up a YouTube channel, which again is free, and all you do is get an SD card or just plug your phone into your computer and upload it and stick it on YouTube. Again, that linked with your driving school name means if you get pupils who find a particular roundabout, the roundabout in the high street, difficult, you can video it, show them how it's done, perhaps put a bit of commentary on as you're going round, and then give them the link to go and watch it. I know you're struggling with this roundabout in the high street. Tell you what, go onto our YouTube channel, Fred's Driving School, and you'll see it. And I guarantee the next time you come to do it, they'll be 100% better at actually doing it. But the knock-on effect is they will then tell their friends, oh, I've got a driving lesson today. Oh, it's the high street. Hate that roundabout. My driving instructor has put a link up, has put a video up. Go and watch it. It's Fred's Driving School. That then starts bringing you more pupils, more interest, which then relates to either the link to your Facebook page, your Instagram account, which again is advertising your business. And again, costs you nothing. So all that comes under the same social media. Number one, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, TikTok. It's all free. Use it. The next thing is a website. If you can, if not, Facebook pages are just as good. But these days you can get a website which kind of builds itself. And then you've got a web presence. Because a lot of the time Google won't show you always the Facebook pages, but it will show you websites. So if you type in driving instructors Doncaster, most of the things that you'll see will be websites rather than Facebook pages. So again, it just takes, a cheap website which kind of builds itself. We know there's many that advertise it as doing it. You just drag and drop. You literally go, I like that. Click on your mouse, add it, type in what you want to put in it, and that's it then. And that might cost you, I think the cheap ones are about 8-10 quid a month. But again, when it's linked to your Facebook, when it's linked to your YouTube, suddenly that is quadrupling or trebling the amount of people that know you exist. It's all about advertising. The next thing, well, this is slightly more expensive. And again, this is just our personal preference. But as we've said, it's all about advertising. So imagine someone coming out of Tesco's on the night and they're going, oh, do you know what? My son, my daughter, they're desperate for driving lessons. We can't find a driving instructor anywhere. And then as they walk out across the car park, there are two cars. There's that unmarked car, which we mentioned earlier. And then next to it is a car like ours with permanent graphics on it. Suddenly, they found the answer to their prayer. and you get a call. Oh, desperate. How much do you charge? Well, actually, it doesn't matter. Just book her in. The times that we have gone on holiday in the driving school car, and I guarantee for about 3-4 days afterwards, you know, if we've gone down to Cornwall, we'll get calls from Cornwall. Hi, saw your car the other day. I'd just like to book some lessons. Hi, do you do intensive courses? You think, I can do 2 weeks next summer. But apart from that, it's a bit of a distance. A car with graphics, which generally costs about £150 at the moment. Depends what you want on it. Again, advertises your driving school, advertises your website, advertises your YouTube channel. But whereas a normal, perhaps learner car with a top box on it, we used to have top boxes on ours, but there was a couple of problems. First, if you forgot to take it off, very often someone would take it off for you and it would go missing, which wasn't good. And then the second thing is, once the top box comes off, there goes your advertising. You want a 24-hour-a-day advertisement, and your car is it. Sitting in the car park, sitting in the driveway outside your house, it's advertising your business. Driving the kids to school, it's advertising your business. Going to Tesco's and driving past the local college is advertising your business. Going to the beach is advertising your business. Going shopping, going to a German market somewhere is advertising your business. It is a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week advertisement. And if you say it costs you £200, how long do you keep your car for? How long will you keep your car for? I mean, generally, we lease our cars, so we have them for between 18 months and 2 years. That's £100 a year, or what is £2 a week on advertising. And everybody, wherever we go, sees that advert. So again, it's back to that McDonald's principle. McDonald's have that big golden arch, the big M that's illuminated and you can see it from miles away. Well, your car is the equivalent of that. People can see it. No matter how far you go from your house, people will see the advertisement for your company. It's all about advertising. The next one, dash cams. If you can, this is probably, along with the graphics, the most expensive, but get a decent dash cam which links to your iPad or your tablet, because then the way you teach and how you teach will be better than most other instructors, because you can pull up when something happens, you can show them in real time. They get to understand it, which means most times they progress quicker. And the quicker someone progresses and the quicker they pass, the more they tell their friends, and the more you're able to put up on your Facebook page, on your Instagram. Well done, Chris. Chris took 15 hours and passed first time. So then all of their friends go, oh, he's good, let's go with him. Or she's good, let's go with her. This is where being able to show someone, being able to run through it step by step rather than waving your hands about. What you did there, you did this. But dash cams, especially when it comes to things like lights changing, the amount of times that pupils quite genuinely have gone to perhaps go through a red light and you've had to dual control or say stop, and you say the light was on red. No, it wasn't. It was just changing. It wasn't. It was on red. It wasn't. It was just changing. Then you show them the dash cam, and about 5 seconds before they're anywhere near the light, it's gone to red. And they go, oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. It just strengthens your position as a teacher and makes them understand, look, what I'm telling you is right. I'm not making it up. I'm not trying to hold you back. I want you to go for test as quickly as possible and pass as quickly as possible. So I want to save you as much money as possible. I'm not making these things up. And again, they will appreciate that, and they'll enjoy the lesson because they can see you can then go around and work on it again, and it helps them enjoy their driving lessons, which means they're again going to tell their friends to come and go with you. It's all about advertising. So we've had social media, we've had, including YouTube, we've had the website, we've had the car and the graphics, we've had the dash cam, and the final thing is just something simple like an appointments and progress book. Just show you that. Now that is what we provide for our trainees, our instructors. You can buy them. I'll put the link in the description below. But that comes complete with student name, instructor contact number, and then a space for your website, your Facebook, your YouTube. And then inside it's got 5 pages of notes. Now if you just have a progress book that says 1 to 5, the amount of times we've had pupils come to us, they want to work on something and all their instructor has put is 3. What does that mean? Nobody's got a clue. But with that, the pupil gets to see and be reminded of what they need to work on. And then you tell them, bring that each week to the lesson. But what that means is, especially if you pick them up from college, they've got that. And if they can't remember the link to your YouTube because they want to tell their friends about the roundabout in the high street, their progress book has got that on. It's got your number. Who are you with? Oh, I'm with Chris. I'm with driver training. What's their number? What's their website? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I do. Hang on. It's on my progress book. So again, what that is doing is advertising your business through your pupils. You can do offers through the progress books and through your pupils where you say, for every pupil you recommend, I'll give you a free lesson. We've had some pupils who have recommended 7 or 8 of their friends, and they haven't told them they were getting free lessons from it. And I don't think they twigged when we said the same to them. But it's all about advertising. The more you can advertise yourself, the more business you'll get. The busier you'll become, the more your car then is out and about. So therefore, if it's got permanent graphics on, the more people are going to see that advert. So it's just like one big snowball getting bigger and bigger. I'm out more with more pupils. I'm out 30, 40 hours a week. So for 40 hours plus a week, people in the town centre, people are coming out of college, people at the shopping centres are going to see your car and your advertisement. They're going to see your website advertised, or your Facebook or your YouTube channel. So those are the top tips that we would get. Remember, if a company that turns over £1.6 billion a year has to advertise, and the next time you hear that whistle on the radio, and no, I'm not going to try and imitate it because I'm rubbish at that. The next time you hear that whistle and the "I'm loving it" bit, remember that's the same principle you want to use for your company as well. So we hope these top 5 tips on how to grow your company has helped. I'll put the links to the things we've mentioned in the description below. Please leave us a comment, let us know what you think about the video. My name's Chris from Driver Training Limited. Remember, keep well, drive safely, and we'll see you all again in our next video.